And welcome back to Healthcare Sucks. And we're going to change tunes real quick for just a minute because I came across something. Excuse me, I had to have a drink of my Pepsi. Um, Something that is heartwarming. So let's change the channel for 1 minute and see what you guys think of this. You always wondered about when you turn into local news, instead of covering something good, they're covering stupid politics or some little duck taking his baby across the street. Well, in the midst of the W.19.C, we have. I can't make this stuff up, guys. It's heartwarming. Hold your breath. Can we see it one more time, folks? You gotta take this all in. Oh, oh. Kind of my point is with everything we've been seeing, and then it comes back to the death part where these people come out and they're all, I feel just fine. I'm totally recovered. Everything's great. It's a great, great world. Remember what I said about there's nothing to see here. It's all good. There's nothing to see here. No Wuhan 19. Then you got these heartwarming things. Don't get me wrong. Things are, I understand the heartwarming and yeah. So, but one more time, and then I got something more, and then we'll jump into the real news, guys. I promise. You gotta see it one more time, though. One more time. Aw, whatever that sign means with the little finger things. Aw. Aw. I feel like I seen real news. Or was that fake news? Okay, joking aside. One more. One more. And this one's not really so funny. It's kind of actually a cool thing. A boy got up and handed this old man a bottle because he was collecting cans and bottles. And then he noticed he didn't have a mask. And his brother said, what are you doing? Give me back that mask. He goes, no. So he wants to give it to the old man and say, here, you need a mask, old man. It will protect you from the Wuhan. And then they helped him put it on. Come on, guys. That's really nice. And, you know, that one is really
80,000 confirmed cases. We're talking the coronavirus here, and 35 of those in the U.S.
So that was a nice thing. It really was. And I take care of a disabled boy, so I know how things go. And disabled boys, sometimes they got they got hearts of gold, man. It's really cool. So, I'm not this big old bad guy, tough guy. There's a mushy side of me too. But, when it comes to the darn government and the Wuhan, you got to be tough. So anyway, let's jump back into the what's going on. Here's Italy and Iran.
Spread around the globe, with figures in Iran and Italy increasing rapidly. Iran's health ministry confirmed 61 cases and at least 12 deaths as of late Monday local time. That makes Iran the country with the highest number of deaths after mainland China. Elsewhere, Italy's National Civil Protection Service announced on Monday that a whopping 229 patients have been confirmed and 7 have died from the virus. Some 30 others are reportedly in critical condition. In the US, nearly 20 new cases were reported Monday, bringing the total number of infected there to 53. 36 of them had been aboard the Diamond Princess cruise ship in Japan. China, meanwhile, is reporting a slowdown in new cases, with some 500 new cases on Monday.
Only 500 new cases. Only. I mean, geez. I think 2 is probably too many cases, guys. And then I heard it was only 36 in the US. Remember we were talking about on my last video, they were talking about hundreds quarantine and over 1,000 quarantine and all this. Now we're talking, I presume to assume that they're talking about from that 36, now it's 50 something, which our news ain't saying nothing about that. Actually have the Wuhan in the United States. That's quite a jump, guys. It's jumping. So with what's going on in Italy and what's going on in Iran, you know, is kind of like, it's kind of like North Korea and China. See, China ain't all that good guy thing that everybody keeps putting on. They have camps too, just like Korea does. Not south, but north. And North Korea's out of control too. I'm trying to get some evidence and some things to show you, but I've heard from some other people who have connections that there's a major outbreak in North Korea. When South Korea has a major outbreak, you know North Korea does. Okay? Italy's booming. It's just terrible, guys. And then Iran, back to Iran, they're like those kind of closed borders. You know, those are the guys that take journalists out and do them in, if you know what I mean. And so one of the premier doctors, head of charge guys, actually resigned today because he said it was out of control. He couldn't do his job, and they were not doing what he was recommending, and it was just getting out of control over there. So we've got that going on, you know. And then this real quick, I want to touch on what they're doing to the doctors over there in Wuhan and other places in China, what they're doing to the nurses and the women. They're just not treating them right. So check this out for a minute. This is kind of nuts. I mean, literally.
Was posted, there were lots of the videos and the pictures about a group of women medical staff who shaved their hair. This is known to show the determination of the medical staff of gay. Usually his health was very good, but the stress and lack of sleep that he experienced while treating countless patients decreased his immune system, and
it's another doctor that died,
a nurse
guys.
in Wuhan shaved her hair. A nurse who works at Wuhan University People's Hospital cut her hair to prevent the spread of the new coronavirus and shorten the time for changing medical protective clothes. But there are some suspicions on this moving story. Forced sexual discrimination of the Chinese woman medical staff's shaving hair.
So basically, that's kind of saying that they were making them do it, and they're some kind of weird, I don't know if it's sexual things or some kind of control or power things, but just some kind of weird thing China's government now is doing to the nurses. Here we're going to see some of that. It's kind of just weird, guys.
After this photo was posted, there were lots of the videos and the pictures about a group of women medical staff who shaved their hair. This is known to show the determination of the medical staff against the COVID-19. However, there have been suspicion of gender discrimination against these women medical staff shaving. A hospital in Gansu sent 15 medical staff to Hubei, 14 of whom had to shave their hair completely. The head of the hospital mentioned the movie named Mulan. He said Mulan is the story of an ancient woman who went to war on behalf of her father and made a contribution. Many women medical staff were crying while they shaved their long hair. The hospital claimed that the women medical staff shaved their hair voluntarily. They shaved their hair because there was a risk of additional infections in treating patients. But other men's medical staff didn't shave like them. In this situation, maybe the opinions of female nurses would have been ignored, and the woman's hair and tears would have been politically used to impress the world. For patients, they cut hair. How much time can they shorten by shaving their hair? Other nurse wrote a letter on the group chat room for medical staff. This nurse was born in 1995. My family wants me to come back and celebrate the new year, eat together, but I had to say that the hospital was very safe and stay here. If I go wrong, I will donate myself to study the virus.
This is some more PG-13 stuff, so any of this you want to edit before you let your kids see it, guys. Because we don't know where some of this stuff goes. This nurse is having a nervous breakdown, bottom line. People are going to have nervous breakdowns no matter if you're in a communist country or not. People can only be pushed so far. 6 days in a row. I've been coughing for 5 or 6 days. Do you think I know the results of the situation? I'm a nurse. I know what it is. Basically, she knows she's got it. And she's upset. A lot of medical staff is getting it, guys. It's part of the job, but it's sad. And the other nurse is telling people, go on. Get shoo. Nothing to see here. And this, they're out of masks again.
Korean city hardest hit by the coronavirus are scrambling to get their hands on face masks in a bid to protect themselves from the virus. But there are fears that the large number of people trying to get hold of masks could cause the virus to actually spread even more. Kim Sung-min reports.
Look at the line.
Lined up in front.
Look at that line. That's ridiculous, guys. Look, and talk about being in contact with people and spreading stuff. This is the worst thing you could do. So by trying to protect yourself now, they're doing that. I want to touch on something else. These that's right. These damn companies that have outsourced over there, 3M and stuff, and other companies that actually make the masks and the other things, we're told that we're not getting no more masks in the United States. So the president went out and spent like $1 billion, some ridiculous amount of money, and contacted 5 or 6 companies, and we're going to start making them in the USA. I mean, it's supposed to get on it right away. The other thing is, people don't realize, like 90% of our meds come from over there. I already have a med that I was told. I went to go get it, and I may not get it next month because of the situation. So it's true. And it's hitting yours truly. It's hitting here. Because one of the meds I take is rare. You know, it's not an everyday, something you get. But anyway, a lot of our meds. See, it's starting to affect. The other thing, I did a thing where they're setting up robots to make things already. It's if I was to wonder, with the Agenda 21, One World Order, and all this kind of stuff, and then them pushing robots to take over, and I mean, right now, it's a good thing. We think it's a good thing that the robots would come in and make all these things we need and these little things that we can't live without and put people out of work and stuff. So let's say they get all the robots things now and people get sick and all this, and then all of a sudden this blows over at some point. Let's just say that it blows over. Well, we got this whole line of new robot workers already in there doing and making things. All those people that had those jobs, it's gone. You lost your job. So what's it going to do to the home? I did this on the last video. The homeless population is already out of control, guys. You know, we used to call it before this homeless situation and all these other things. Me and some pretty high level people, we had some talks, and we've been having this talk for about 20 years about population thinning. This is, you know, before I think Agenda 21 thing came out, and some of the other things. And they were actually doing population thinning back then, because they don't want, the last thing they want you guys to do is ever collect your Social Security. That's why they keep raising it from 55, 65, now trying to get 75. You know, their goal is that you guys will pay, all of us guys, excuse me, will pay into that and never get a dollar back. And you hear this, that, oh, well, a lot of it goes to pay for disabled and all those people because they get it and they get it early and get this and get that. No, if it's going for paying for American citizens, and I know I'm going to catch heck for that, but if it's going for American citizens and people that have worked and paid into the system and that are loyal to America, and that Pledge of Allegiance, yeah, you know, that thing we used to do in school back when America was great. And I'm not going to go down that road right now, guys, because it opens up a whole other can of worms. But let's just say we've got the monies to cover all that, you know. And another thing is, if they didn't go wasting it, it's not even about, you know, protecting ourselves and having our troops and all that. I mean, we spend a lot. Yes, we do. But there's a lot of things we blow money on that is just stupid. I mean, I can't even count the things that are stupid. I seen something one time about some kind of butterfly research that was like millions of dollars on butterfly research. Why do we need millions of dollars on butterfly? We know there's butterflies, yes. And give somebody a grant. I don't have problems with that. But I mean, it was like 25 million or something ridiculous. And there's a lot of those out there, like 10, 20, 50 million dollars. $50 million. What would you guys do with $1 million? I know what I would. 1 million. 1 million. And yet they want to make it so that the common person now common family has to work 2 jobs to support and pay their bills and not be homeless and on the streets. Elderly people that work their butts off their whole life, guys, trying to get where the medium generation and the younger generation is headed, so that at some point, you know, you used to think you'd get to have some time to do what you want to do and spend a little money and have a place to live and, you know, some security, guys. No, it's all been wiped out and taken away. They're not happy. I see old ladies and men in Safeway working till they're not here. It's sad. It's just wrong, guys. It's wrong. Sorry, but it's wrong. Things like that tick me off, because it's not right that we pay into these things and they take advantage of us, you know. And real quickly, I'm not going to go into politics too much, but we started down the road. So the people that we elect in the House and the Senate and the goofball governors and all this are supposed to be watching out for you, and your neighbors, and you, and me, and seeing that we have these things in life and that we get food and that we have a little savings. And, you know, the only thing we get is a old beat up Chevy. Nothing wrong with Chevys, by the way. You know, to park in our driveway, and a TV to watch and some covers to cover, which is nice. Yes, there's a lot of people don't even have that. Believe me, I feel bad for the people over in other countries. I've done videos, and they are, man, it's some suffering places over there. When you don't have clean water and food, I've done some things to where we could take a dab of money compared to what's wasted, and we could give food and water to the world. Food and what a happy, wonderful place that would be, guys. Literally. You know, at one point, I had a reporter one time, I was doing a story, and it was even at Christmas, and he asked me what, if I had a wish, what would it be? And I honestly did say, so that everybody had food in their stomach and water, food and water for everybody. And the guy was just like shocked. You mean you don't want to wish for something for you or your family for a Christmas presents? Or, afterwards he even asked me that kind of thing. And I was like, you asked me what I would wish for or hope for. That's what it was. It wasn't for the moment to get a new bicycle for my kid or, a new pair of pants for myself or something, guys, or another shirt. Anyway, if you have any good concert shirts and you want to donate to Healthcare Plus, literally someday in the future we might do some little sponsored things. No money, no money. I would gladly wear your concert shirt on a video. Anyway, I don't want you guys to think I'm doing this for anything because I'm not. I don't. Just you guys watching them and you're sharing is enough for me, man. I'm not greedy, and the Lord takes good care of me, so I'm good to go. Somehow we got sidetracked again. That's where we have the best conversations, don't we? Well, I love you guys, and I think we should probably watch a couple more minutes of this and see where it goes.
A large retail store in Daegu even before its opening time. They arrived early to buy face masks as the supermarket chain has its high demand item back in stock. The South Korean government has announced that it is stepping up efforts to stabilize the supply of face masks in the southeastern region, which has seen 60% of all the coronavirus cases in the country. Individual shoppers are still limited to 30 masks per person.
I'm finally able to purchase these masks. I've been here since around half an hour before the store opened its doors. I now feel the shortage of face mask supplies, and I'm a little anxious because it's like a scene from the movies.
The Food and Drug Ministry has prioritized the supply of face masks to Daegu, already designated as special management zone, and have sent 2.2 million masks to the city. Of that, some 1.4 million masks will be sold at a cheaper price than normal at 8 large.
And I've referred to this in a couple videos, and I'm gonna try to find some for the next video, guys, because I just will. It'll be my job. I'll work on it. But there's literally little cities that are like factories, guys, that people live at and work at, and you can't tell me we haven't seen nothing. Notice none of that. No sick military from China. No emperor's family sick. No hierarchy sick, and they are moving into one of those of the 12 or 15 cities that they built. They've now taken the elites and moving them in to one of those cities. But my point is that sorry, I lost my train of thought. That's terrible, huh? It's terrible when you do that. Am I getting old and old folks disease? No, I'm not. I'll just have to think for a second. So, see, I recovered, so I don't have old folks disease. Damn it. Anyway, it's a joke, man. They have little cities, is what I was trying to say, and they just manufacture like toasters, your heaters, and all this stuff, and they actually live there, and they go home like once or twice a year to their villages and stuff, and then come back and live in this little city. It's nothing but a huge factory, and it's a city. I haven't seen none of that, none of it, so I'm probably not going to find no new stuff on it. If you guys find any stuff currently on that, send it to me. Otherwise, I'm going to find some old stuff just to show the people that don't understand what I'm talking about that it is that organized. And kind of what I'm getting to is that this thing about the masks and all this other stuff, they could take one of those established, I call it factory cities. Factory cities. That's a good one. And they could just convert it into making masks and pharmaceuticals and whatever they could do this, guys. Unless, and there's a chance, I doubt it that they're those kind of things are all just, all those people are down there too. I mean, even if Agenda 21, China did an Agenda 21 on their people, at some point they're still going to need the slave peoples, us, the slaves that work and pay the bills and do things, give them tax monies and stuff. Basically work and do things, because heaven forbid they wouldn't want to do it. Not the elites, Um, but I will do that, guys. You're gonna be amazed if you haven't seen it. It's just like a work of art, or technically an imprisonment camp to make items and stuff. And we do that to our people over here too. And they think it's like a holiday. People in jail and stuff. Oh, I get to make. It used to be license plates. Remember that, guys, when they press license plates? Now they make all kinds of stuff, and they think it's a privilege, or they get a little bit of money on their commissary. You know, it would be different if the justice wasn't blind and there was real justice, equal justice for rich and for poor. There's not, guys. I worked with the system with people, and 90% people, if not higher, maybe 99%, plea bargain because they're afraid, or the DA comes with all this phony baloney stuff. You don't get to know the real facts of a case. Believe me, someday we're going to talk about that. Injustice with justice. And it's huge, guys. So we'll jump back to this and see what's going on here.
Retailers in the region from Monday until Wednesday. The remaining 700,000 will be purchased by the Daegu metropolitan government and distributed to medical staff and the low-income bracket. But there are worries that people could catch the virus while trying to get hold of the masks.
It was a nerve-wracking 2 hours waiting in line because so many people were packed in one place, raising the risk of infection.
Despite many citizens trying to cope with the situation in a rather calm manner, worries still linger that crowds flocking to retail shops may lead to additional infections. Kim Sung-min, Arirang News.
And that's true, guys. It really, really could, be that kind of situation. Here's what they're doing to prevent the spread in some kind of sports arenas. This is crazy stuff too, guys.
Doing what they can to prevent the spread of the virus. K-pop stars BTS held their new album launch press conference on YouTube instead of in front of a packed house of reporters and fans. And the local professional football league here is postponing its opening matches. Kan Hyung-woo with the details.
After dropping their new album, Map of the Soul 7, last Friday, K-pop stars BTS held their album launch press conference on Monday afternoon. But instead of holding a normal press conference in central Seoul as previously planned, they aired it live on their YouTube channel, Bangtan TV. The band's agency Big Hit Entertainment said this was to prevent large groups of people coming together in a
Map of the Soul 7. Boy, I bet some of you truthers and some of you people that do the numbers, and see, I don't do the number thing, but everybody does it. It's why the YouTube society is so great. We have people doing all these different things to try to get to the truth. I find it interesting, the numbers thing. The other thing is with the names of things, the names and stuff. We've had Boys to Men and New Kids on the Block and all that stuff from the old days, and Justin Bieber, man. I guess that's kind of, now he's not Justin Bieber boy no more. He's like, I'm just a Bieber man. I'm stud. I'm so bad now. I got a tattoo. And I got bleach blonde hair, man. I'm bad. And he's like hanging out with a couple of those girls that I won't mention. He's got a couple interesting videos. I'm not making fun of nobody, really. AC/DC. Anyway, yeah, I'm kind of Aerosmith, I'm old school, guys, but it's not to say I don't listen to other music. There's some really, there's some disturbed stuff out there. You have a happy, good night, guys. With everything going on, it's just nuts. I thought I would try to bring some humor, so I hope this video, if nothing else, we had the cute little thing at the beginning, and we had some humor at the end, and we had some news in between, so it's like it's better than a Big Mac. It's a Jumbo Jack! Because at Healthcare Sucks! We don't want some wimpy booger. We want a jumbo jack. Or one of those, oh yeah, Arby's or Carl's Jr. Yeah, that's what we want, guys. The ones with the commercial, you know which ones I'm talking about. Where it's the big burger and it gets all over the place or all over the girl's place, the model. You know which one I'm getting to? Wink, wink. Anyway, before I get in trouble, because it's what happens sometimes. Us guys, we talk and we get in trouble. Love you all. Stay safe, and I'll keep on it. I'll try to bring you those things on their next video tonight. And please, if you have the money and stuff, go buy just a few things here and there. And prepare for what's coming, because it's coming whether they want us not, not talk about it or not. We're aware. And remember, healthcare sucks! Peace, my friends. And one more. Salute to the military, my brothers and sisters serving. Because without you, we would be in deep trouble. And we might, before things get over with what's going on right now, we could very well be needing you to protect the borders and protect our everything. Because there's a lot going on over there across the oceans right now, guys. I try to bring you a little bit, but I think most of you are keeping track. But we'll do a couple videos on that too. Have a great night. And healthcare sucks!